Okay, so we are starting this chapter off with some fem lines before we get into it. So let's do the fem lines. Well, hopefully not until the first guy comes knocking on the door in about 16 years. Teresa, Donna. Good morning. Hello. Hendrix King, you brute. You better be so grateful that you're charming. Mom, I've missed you so much. Okay. Donna. They're gushing over Teresa's baby. Oh, you're so adorable. Well, glad to see you missed me too. Oh, please, I knew you were okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Isabel's mom. How are you all? Good morning, Music Flow. Isabel, you look different. No, I don't. I look fine. No, Mom, with that instinct. Melody, her sister. Her sister is 16, young. We'll put her less assured of herself. Yeah, I'm in cross country. I can run 10 miles without stopping. I'm Melody. Pleased to meet you too, Mason. Uh-oh. And we all have to leave it at that. Is that book 2 right there? Maybe. Baby, are you pregnant? Yes, we just found out yesterday. I wasn't going to say anything because it's Vi's day. We said her name is Vi. Yes, we found out yesterday. I wasn't going to say anything because it's Vi's day, and we didn't want to take away her shine. Focus. Good morning, everyone. Yes, we just found out yesterday. I wasn't going to say anything because it's Vi's day, and we didn't want to take her shine away. Hey, SK. Okay, and that was it. All right, that was it for the femlines in chapter 25. Save, and we're good. This folder does not exist. No. That means you are in the wrong folder. Because if that folder did not exist, then we lost all the work we've done. And then we'll cry about it later. Okay, cool. We are on chapter 26 now. So this is... Oof. All right, cool. This is 3 weeks after her abduction. Wait, no, not abduction. After her baby shower? After Teresa's little baby shower. Good morning, James. Who you talking for? SK? I already know what happens. All right, but we have to narrate. So, straight faces. We're going to act like we don't know what the fuck is happening, and we are going to live in the moment. "26. A true taking. Isabel. Stomach, I will fight you. I have fed you. "3 weeks later. I thought I knew what being kidnapped felt like, but truly... Okay, yeah. We're gonna fuck with this. I curse a lot, so... I thought I knew what being kidnapped felt like, but truly being kidnapped does interesting things to your psyche. Okay, let's fix that line. We want to come in strong. So this is a little bit of an introduction into the currently what's happening. Hi, words are moving very fast. I didn't take my medication, so just bear with me today. I thought I knew what being kidnapped felt like, but truly being kidnapped does interesting things to your psyche. The day that I was taken from King was one like any other, really. We were getting into the swing of our marriage, finding our normal. There we go. I got it. Good morning. We were getting into the swing of our marriage, finding our normal. Long nights of lazy lovemaking were followed by interesting, exciting days of beginning to expand our businesses at King Dynasty. Just one business, her business. Hi, Erica. Long nights of lazy lovemaking were followed by interesting, exciting days of beginning to expand our business at King Dynasty. Sweetie had taken... There's a lot of mouth noise today. Sweetie had taken from sleeping on King's chest to now curling up on my belly. 3 weeks after we announced my pregnancy to our families, I'd gotten up early on a Tuesday morning and didn't feel sick. Relishing a brief reprieve from morning sickness, King lured me into a nice warm shower, where we spent more time kissing than we did actually showering. His lips grazed over mine ever so softly, and I moaned at the feel of his fingers. Whoa, 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 whoa! I thought I could say this chapter. Okay, so there's a few sentences I have to mute for a minute. Just literally a minute, and I'll be right back. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. His lips. I know, I was like, oops, my bad. His lips grazed mine ever so softly, and I moaned at the feel of his fingers sinking into my hair, hampered by the clip holding it in a massive pile on top of my head, keeping it from getting wet. I'd grown to appreciate and love these moments with my husband. So far, he hasn't expected me to. All right, false alarm. It was hair. But I saw wet fingers slipping, and I was like, and we're going to pause there. Hi, Riley. It's muted on YouTube? Oh, okay, yeah. Well, that's because, it'd be a little naughty. You might just have to listen on the tubes. So far, he hasn't expected me to, or even let me, shower alone. He takes any opportunity to steal all the intimate moments he can with me. And so far, my favorite moments are when he uses his hands. Seems I'm a physical touch girly. Who knew? Hey, cook breakfast with me before we go in. I'd whisper up at him. Let's whisper, 'cause it's a sensual thing. She loves cooking breakfast. Hey, cook breakfast with me before we go in, 'cause they work together. Hey, cook breakfast with me before we go in. I'd whisper up at him, loving the way the water slooshes through his hair, over his body, and beats up on his skin, just begging me to lick off the little droplets. The shower was steamy, nice and warm. His soapy hands alternated rubbing up and down my back and making circles on my belly. He hummed, arching an eyebrow at me. Omelets. I love making them. They're so fun. I'd laughed, excited. He says, that sounds nice. What are you thinking about having? Omelets, not you. Omelets. Dirty bird. Omelets. I love making them. They're so fun. I laughed, excited at the prospect of doing something so mundane with him. I giggled and leaned into him as he massaged my scalp. Why is it ironic? King kissed the grin off my mouth. No, that's sexy. You fucking love that. So love it in the sentence. King kissed the grin off my mouth. Oh, how I miss his kisses. Is it really? I'd replied in a teasing tone. He'd pulled me close, rubbing his nose along mine. I'd burst out laughing. King, I gasped, wiping a tear from my eye. How you managed to make that sound dirty? Are you really that depraved? His eyes flashed as he reached past me to turn off the shower, snagging a towel and wrapping it around me. He exhaled deeply. Don't be weird, he exhaled. He exhaled deeply. He'd led me out the shower with a hand on my back, so gentle, so caring. Reaching into a small cabinet, he grabbed my bottle of anti-nausea medicine, pulling out a pill and handing it to me. Oh, I actually feel good, King. I don't think I need it, I'd said, pouting my lips and waiting patiently as he got me a cup of water and made me take it anyways. I'd said, pouting my lips and waiting patiently as he got me a cup of water and made me take it anyways. I'm so looking forward to my new client tonight, I'd gushed, excited to be back on track with my career. He'd gestured for me to sit at the vanity, where he took the time to comb my hair. He'd shared with me about 2 weeks ago that it's something he'd been wanting to do, and, well, as a good wife, I make concessions where I can. Truth be told, him combing my hair is a very favorite part of my morning. God damn, how much time do they have in the morning? Hi, Nikki. Truth be told, him combing my hair is my favorite part of the morning. I had a mouth squeak, so I have to redo it. But truth be told, him combing my hair is my favorite part of the morning. I'd rubbed moisturizer on my face and turned to pick up his hand, inspecting it. He'd waited patiently as I worked to lather his hands with cream, making sure to massage his muscles as I go. The intimacy between us is something that I know I'm so lucky to have, so I hold it close to my heart. We talked about nothing that morning while we got dressed, and afterwards we walked to the kitchen arm in arm, dismissing the servants, preferring to be alone. Because he might take you on that count. All right, no. And afterwards, we walked to the kitchen arm in arm, dismissing the servants, preferring to be alone. We chopped vegetables, beat eggs, and put on a slow rock station while we worked. He assures me once again that he wants a girl. He'd said as he put the toppings into the skillet. I'm reminded of just a few weeks ago when I was begging Christopher to make breakfast with me, and he wouldn't. They're going to tag me for breakfast. That's all right. They are, you know what? You're right. They are the bosses. They can go into work whenever they damn near feel like it. You're right, Lil. And he wouldn't. And here I was with a charismatic, powerful man that was that has way more responsibility under his belt than Christopher ever did. Girl, get over Christopher. I'm reminded of just a few weeks ago when I was begging Christopher to make breakfast with me, and he wouldn't. And here I was, with a charismatic, powerful man that has way more responsibility under his belt than Christopher ever did. A man who'd dismissed the servants just to make omelets with his wife. We stood side by side at the stove, trading looks and little touches. He'd whispered in my ear. A little thrill went through my being as he pulled me closer to him, tucking me under his arm. Okay. SK, I'm fucking with you. It's fine. I'd snorted on a laugh. What? I'd said, looking up at him. You've been counting? King laughed as he placed an omelet carefully onto a plate and sprinkled extra cheese on it. He'd said with a wink, making me blush and tighten my lips in an effort to hide my smile. Thank you. So, what's the plan for today? I'd asked, taking his plate as well and walking over to the breakfast table where he'd said it. I got a fat tongue today. I'd asked, taking his plate as well and walking over to the breakfast table where he'd set a out. That's why it doesn't make sense. That's why I can't say it. I'm gonna cut out that A, where he'd set out a jug of orange juice. It says where he'd set out a jug. That's why my brain can't do it. We're gonna cut that one, SK. We're gonna cut that A. Page 377, bottom. Got it. Fuck, that's way back. Control Z, and okay. Well, we're just gonna have to do it there. I'd asked, taking his plate as well and walking over to the breakfast table, where he'd set out a jug of orange juice and then held my chair out. For some reason, the way his fingers brushed over the skin of my neck made me shiver. The simple touch. No, I didn't even believe myself. Did you really feel that shiver the way he touched you? You did not. Let's go back. Okay, breathe. For some reason, the way his fingers brushed over the skin of my neck made me shiver. The simple touch radiated through my being, and it's what I latch onto when I go to dissociate later on in the day. King hummed with pleasure as he took his first bite. He says just the usual meeting after meeting. King hummed. I mouth. King hummed with pleasure as he took the first bite. I love he enjoys my cooking. Well, I've got a meeting around 3 this afternoon. I have a new client who wants me to do her entire house, and I have been waiting patiently to do a thorough walkthrough. Nope, just a walkthrough, not a thorough walkthrough. Sounded good. I have a new client who wants me to do her entire house, and I have been waiting patiently to do a walkthrough so I can get started on her design, I said excitedly. King's face brightened as I talked a little about my work. I don't like the way I said that. The love of your life is looking at you. Excited because you're excited. King's face brightened as I talked a little about my work. This is something that he and I tread very thin. This is something that he and I tread a very thin line regarding. Though we met through work, we don't let it overtake our entire relationship. King's face brightened as I talked a little about my work. This is something that he and I tread a very thin line regarding. Though we met through work, we don't let it overtake our entire relationship. The rest of the day goes as normal, and the rest of the day goes as normal, and King even came down to visit me to make sure I'm still doing okay. Blair gave me a cheesy wink as she showed him to my office, but other than him giving me chaste kisses on my lips, nothing inappropriate happened. Looking back, oh, how I wish it would have. All right. There we go. The rest of the day, breathe the rest of the day. The rest of the day goes as normal, and King even came to visit me at lunch to make sure I'm still doing okay. Blair gave me a cheeky wink as she showed him into my office. But other than him giving me a chaste kiss on my lips, nothing inappropriate happened. Looking back, oh, how I wish it would have. Oh, this is where she gets straight tooken. All right, focus. Oh, Mrs. Ripple, stop that. I giggle, feeling a blush so hot it makes me dizzy. It's hours after my lunch with King, and I'm at my client's house in the late evening. This consultation took so long that I begged Xavier to sit in the car and wait for me, promising him I would text him before I walked out of the building. Xavier, chill out. Promising him I would text him before I walked out of the building. Mrs. Ripple, a woman in her mid-30s who had just gotten married to some Wall Street broker about a month ago, was tasked with redoing their entire 3-story townhouse. We're going to give Ms. Ripple... was tasked with redoing their entire 3-story townhouse. Oh, come on, Isabel, call me Megan. There's absolutely no need for formalities after what we've just went over. Mrs. Ripple looked conservative in a deep purple pencil skirt, a white long-sleeved sweater and high-heel shoes. But her demeanor was completely laid back, yet as harmless and fun as the sex room she wanted me to design as a surprise to her husband. I think it's cool because it's a very feminine sex room. I think it's cool because it's a very feminine sex room. Okay, Megan, I laugh. I think we have a solid plan. I can start with the main 2 rooms now and give you a mock-up in about 2 weeks. Then I'll start working on the... I pause, contemplating a more appropriate name for that room than just a sex room. Den of Inequity, I say with a smile, and can have that to you in about a month. Mrs. Ripple burst out laughing. Den of Inequity, I love it. She wipes a tear from her eyes and sees me to the front door with a hand on my arm. Hey, you be careful out there, it's sprinkling, she warns, opening the door and then giving me an affectionate squeeze. Oh, I think I'll be okay. Thank you. I walk out the door and then glance around, seeing I forgot to let Xavier know that I was headed out the door. Seeing I forgot to tell Xavier. I walk out the door and then glance around, seeing I forgot to let Xavier know that I was headed out the door. It's darker than anticipated, and the streetlights turn on. The warm orange light. What is vibrating? Can we not do the vibrations? Thank you. It's darker than I anticipated, and the streetlights turn on, their warm orange light giving the street a comforting glow. I step down about 3 stairs, trying to dig for my phone, but I can't find it. My eyes scan the street quickly for the black vehicle King forces me to utilize now. However, there is only street parking, and I can't see our car. Damn it! Of course. I mumble angrily. Thanks, guys. I mumble angrily, feeling the drizzle start to downpour. Let's be a little bit upset. A little bit more upset. Damn it! Of course. I mumble angrily, feeling the drizzle start to full-on downpour my hair. I needed to get that right, because the damn it, oh of course, goes right into my hair if this was like a movie, so we want to make it like that. I mumble angrily, feeling the drizzle start to full-on downpour. My hair! I mean, I like the way I said it. I don't know if I can get away with that. I complain. Sucking my teeth, I walk the last couple of stairs to the sidewalk, and I plop my purse on the brick half fence, which cages. How do you feel? You feel defeated right now. It's your fault you didn't text Xavier and you're in the rain and you fucked up your hair. Sucking my teeth, I walk the last couple of stairs to the sidewalk, and I plop my purse on the brick half fence which cages in Mrs. Ripple's front steps and some tall, skinny bushes. Keep the attitude, but get your lines right. And I plop my purse on the brick half fence, which cages in Mrs. Ripple's front steps and some tall, skinny bushes. I'm digging around, trying to find my phone when a sick... I can fix this. I'm digging around, trying to find my phone when a sick, icy cold shiver makes its way down my spine and raises the hair on the back of my neck. I pause all movement, snapping my head up and over just as, there it is. Keep those two words together. I found it. Snapping my head up and over just as a tall, stocky man, dressed in all black and a black ski mask, appears from behind me. Before I can process or even scream, he takes me by the hair and slams it straight into the brick fence, stunning me. Pain radiates through my entire being. It even tingles in my nose. Oh. Tingles in my toes. Hi, we speak words. Sometimes we read them properly. It even tingles in my toes. I gasp, going to grab my head, but the man snatches me up, forcing my arm behind my back. No, God, please no. Don't do this. I have money. I whimper, trying to blink past the stars that are darting my vision. The man grunts, dragging me away from the entryway to Mrs. Ripple's stairs. No! Too loud. The other ones were good. Okay. Do it, lady. No! I yell, finding my voice again. I collapse, making myself dead weight. No, please, I have money. I can pay you anything you want. I screech. I whip my head around frantically, seeing no one on the street. Squinting, I see a pair of legs and dark boots partially hidden at the corner of the street, just laying in the sidewalk. Rain works to wash blood down the washed-out concrete. My eyes widen, seeing I'm in some deep shit. Through the pain, I remember that I can't let them take me to a second location. It's either get away or die trying. Just then, I hear Xavier. He shouts. Seeing my bodyguard, I'm temporarily relieved. But, oh shit. She told Xavier to sit in the car. Remember, she did not follow her own instructions and text him. All right. Hi, Misty. But before the feeling can settle in good, fuck, you're in more trouble now. But before the feeling can settle in good, another masked man with red hair steps out of the bushes next to me and points a gun, firing at Xavier. And I see him go down. My lips part in fear. No! I scream, jerking. I don't like my no, but I can't put as much O into it as I want. That sounded all bad. Be cool, we're adults. Be cool. Okay, we gotta stop at the jerking. Giggity. All right, be an adult. Be cool. Be an adult. Jerking in earnest as the man walks past me, headed to Xavier with the gun pointed at him. He fires another shot, and then I hear the front door burst open. My head whips over, screaming for her to get inside. Isabel! Mrs. Ripley yells, running out the door with a bat. Let go of her! No. Oh, wrong no, but I felt that one. No! I screech, fully terrified. Distracted from Xavier, the redhead we won't get on about that. Okay, my no is a smidget too loud. No! I screech, truly terrified. Okay, first of all, no works. Okay, and we're gonna keep going. truly terrified. All right, I hate the no when I hear it back to back with Mrs. Ripley. I'm sorry, I'm being overcritical right now. Last time. No! I screech, truly terrified. Distracted from Xavier, the redhead man turns and fires at Mrs. Ripley. Her body jerks before she drops hard, falling and rolling down the rest of her concrete steps. She's completely still, her eyes open and unseeing. My heart pounds and my knees collapse, only to be hauled up by the stranger that has my arms behind my back. My shoulders twinge. Pain suddenly slices through my back, and I feel the tip of a knife is pressed against me. I shudder, feeling my breathing erratic. The man shouts in my ear. I nod, trying not to lose control over my bladder, but with every step I take, I feel a little leak out. The redhead man, with his back to me, steps to a nearby car and opens the trunk. My blood runs cold. Kill me, I whisper. I make myself dead weight again. I'm not getting in there, so you better fucking kill me, I yell. The redhead walks to the driver's side and then slides in, ignoring me. Exhaust from the tailpipe billows up as the car starts, trickling my nose. This man, who's got my arms yanked up so hard they feel like they're about to dislocate, yanks me to his chest, and the next thing I know, a needle is being shoved deep into my neck, followed by a cold sensation. The fact that I'm being drugged pisses me off more than the fact that I'm being kidnapped for some reason. I think I would feel the same. Feeling my hair currently plastered to my face by the rain, I bite my teeth and growl. Ignoring the searing pain in my arms, I lean against him and pick my feet up, bracing myself against the bumper of the car. We struggle against each other for a few seconds, before the knife digs into my side slightly deeper, causing me to whimper and my strength to falter, as I instead fight to try and grab the wound. But I can't get loose. I can't get loose to reach for it. Got it. But I can't get loose to reach for it, making me even more irate. My attitude, calm down. But I can't loose. All right, I'm getting upset. I feel her pain. Let's make it easy. Let's get the words out. But I can't get loose to reach for it, making me even more irate. Unfortunately for me, he gets me in the trunk, slapping me across the face so hard I gag, fighting the nauseous feeling of needing to vomit. The hit distracts me enough for him to tie my arms behind my back. Fucking coward. The hit distracts me enough for him to tie my arms behind my back. As he raises his arm to grasp the top of the trunk, I roll my neck and look up at the pure gray of his irises through the mask. All right, I have to see the movie play in my head. That's why I stop so much. I have to see it. The hit distracts me enough for him to tie my arms behind my back. As he raises his arm to grasp the hood of the trunk, I roll my neck and look up at the pure gray of his irises through his mask. He's got a wicked slash through his eye. I'm going to make you fucking regret putting your hands on me, I hiss. Then I'm forced into darkness and what feels like the longest ride of my life. So long, I'm knocked out cold before we get there. I may have some notes. Yeah, her descriptions are good. Hi, Jamal. All right, so unfortunately, or fortunately, We just have the fem lines for the next chapter. Wait, are there any? There are no fem lines in the next chapter. All right, JK. Hi, Jamal. Okay. All right, so there's no fem lines in this next chapter. So then we have chapter 28. Good luck. Did I skip a chapter? No. I didn't skip a chapter. I labeled incorrectly. There we go. That's me. 28. We're at good luck. Okay. There we go. If I didn't label it properly now, I would fuck up. Yeah. Uh-oh. Okay. I think someone sent me an email. Okay, I can't look at that right now. "28. Good luck, Isabel." Waking up, I gasp, inhaling through my nose hard as all the sensations hit me at once as I come to. Immediately feeling that I'm on a hard floor. All right. Let's give a little break. Immediately feeling that I'm on a hard floor, I tense. Cracking my eyes open, I see the plain. It's plain, not pain. My mouse was in the way. Cracking my eyes open, I see the plain, dingy concrete wall. My lids are heavy as I work to flick my eyes around, seeing I'm in a basement, a small one with no windows, only lit by a singular, very dim fluorescent light bulb. Thank God, because my head is pounding. Feeling the hair on the back of my neck stand up for the second time. Breathe. Feeling the hair on the back of my neck stand up for the second time, I'm cognizant enough to feel I'm not alone. Raising my head weakly, my eyes widen in shock and I pale at the sight in front of me. A whimper escapes into a gag pressed tightly against my chapped, swollen lips. I blink. They're gonna tag me for not getting eye out. I blink, the vision in my right eye tinged pink with blood that has trickled into it. I barely register the sting as he walks to me slowly, lowering his haunches and reaching forward. Oh, let's keep those two separate. Sometimes I like to run the sentences together, and sometimes it doesn't work. Lowering to his haunches and reaching forward, he plucks at the knot against the back of my head, loosening the gag. Fuck him. All right, I got my feelings out. Let's go. Oh, I'm so upset. All right, I apologize. I'm upset. Keep going. Lowering to his haunches and reaching forward, he plucks at the knot against the back of my head, loosening the gag. I cough, licking my cracked lips, not chapped, cracked. Fuck, that's gotta hurt too. I cough, licking my cracked lips. "Dad?" I whisper through the burn in my throat. He looks back at me, just the same as I remember from vague memories, made even more foggy with all the time of 2 decades between the last time I saw him until now. But it's him. I know, right? Say motherfucker 5 times and exhale. One more time. If I can't do it, I'm gonna do that. His bright red hair is dulled with age, the features in his face made sharp and weathered with time. There are crinkles in the corners of his eyes, and a scar marks his left temple, curving down to his cheek in a white slash against pink skin. All right, that wasn't clear. Curving down to his cheek in a white slash against pink skin. He's lived hard, obviously. Why are you doing this? I whisper. My arms move to wrap around my stomach, but my hands are bound behind my back. He tilts his head at his gray as nice, happy to be of service. He tilts his head as his gray eyes bore into mine. He has dead eyes. No emotion other than indifference reflects back at me, causing my own eyes to narrow as the haze of the drug begins to fade, and the awareness that my father, you're pissed off, and the awareness of your fucking blood kidnapped you. And the awareness that my father is the one who captured me fills me with hate and disbelief. All right, let's play. We gotta fix that And the awareness that my father is the one who captured me fills me with hate and disbelief. I'm your daughter, you sick fuck, he tisks, shaking his head. Just like that, a memory from when I was 5 comes back to me. Dad yells, looking at me from his spot in the living room, having come around the corner and seeing me on top of the table, trying to reach a flower in a vase. He's like, so her name, first of all, he's fucking rude. He said, you're just a means to an end, Calliope Isabel Sophia Maniotti. Maniotti. Dad yells, looking at me from his spot in the living room, having come around the corner and seeing me up on a table, trying to reach a flower in a vase. A shuddering exhale leaves me. What do you want from me? She's gonna be pissy. She's like, fuck you, Dad. First of all, you just show up now, and on top of that, you kidnap me? The fuck? What do you want from me? I snap. He's a mere foot away. The urge to bite him fills me, and the blood rushes to my face as anger quickly seeps into me, stealing my common sense. Rearing my head back, I spit in his face, making him turn his head to the side to wipe it off. I bite back a yelp as he slaps me across the face hard, making me topple to the side and squirm against the binding. When I get out of this, I'm going to kill you. Yeah, she is feisty. When I get out of this, not out of here. When I get out of this, I'm going to kill you, I shout at him. In my struggles, I feel myself grinding into the filth of the dirty concrete, but I persist, squirming and scraping my raw wrists against the floor, hoping to loosen the rope. He stares at me like I'm nothing more than dirt at the bottom of his shoe. His eyes narrow on a sick look as a sick look enters his eyes. Sick fuck. All right, that's fine. His eyes narrow as a sick look enters his eye. I'm already married, I spit out. However, common sense tells me to keep quiet about the baby in my womb. His eyes flash, showing me just how pissed he is to have been... Oh, shit. He's like, you're not married. The name your mom picked for you is married. His eyes flash, showing me just how pissed he is to have to been made to wait that long. Did I mumble that? Let's just do it one more time. It's not bad. His eyes flash, showing me just how pissed he is to have been made to wait that long. I will never marry this man, I hiss, staring up at him from the floor. I will kick, scream, and fight, make his life a living hell until he decides I'm more trouble than I'm worth. Claudio's eyes narrow. My own eyes narrow back. Good luck to you then. I guess we're just going to have to find out the hard way who's more stubborn of the two of us. Ooh, I hope you can stay till the end, because you will find out. I guess we're just going to have to find out the hard way who's more stubborn of the two of us. And with that, I roll over, presenting him my bag. Hearing the door slam shut, I let out a tear. Oh, you can be yourself now. You can let go. You don't have to put on the tough facade. He's not in the room. I let out a... Don't be sad. I let out a tear, wanting to be free, missing my husband, and I'm scared, so scared. But I won't let him break me. I'll die first. Hooray! Brittany, everything is on Audible, either under Lanisha. If you're doing romance, you want Charlie. D, you miss so much. If you want romance, you want Charlie Elwood. She does all the romance. Lanisha does everything else. Okay, so the next chapter is my co-narrator. Yeah, it was cute, though. It was cute. He went all out. And so the next chapter is just his. So it's 2 weeks later. She's still not found. And he kind of goes insane. Not insane, but... Excuse me, Hendrix is a little sad about it. And then we're back about a month later. So she's been gone for a month. You're so invested? Yeah. All right, the Heir. We're on chapter 30, which is pain. That's if you are following along with us. Or if you're reading the book by yourself. There we go. Cool beans. 1 month later. You believe that fucker? She straight up got tooken. And he's just trying to break her. All right. How do you feel? You're beat up, you're hurt, you're tired, you're dirty, you haven't had access to barely any clean water, no facilities, nothing. But you're not broken yet. Yeah, first, so his chapter is 2 weeks after she got took. Then the next chapter after that is 1 month later, so... Yeah, believe me, he's touching his resources to try and find out what's going on. Where is she? "30. Pain. Isabel." 1 month later. I hear the guard say to Claudio, who is standing just outside the door. She's over it. She's just fucking over it. I work to roll on the little makeshift pallet on the floor, turning onto my right side and facing the wall, exposing my back to him and what I now know, what I know. This is slow on purpose. Exposing my back to him and what I know is a weak attempt to protect the baby that's luckily still alive inside my womb. I already know what's coming when he walks through the door. Pain. It's all I've experienced for I don't know how long because there's no clock down here. No window with sunshine to mark the passing days. The seconds have crawled in my mind at the abhorrent at Anne. The seconds have crawled by in my mind at an abhorrently slow pace, making me feel as if I could have been here for a year. But in reality, it's only been a matter of a handful of weeks. Or so, I'm sure. Let's be confused, because you really, truly don't know how long you've been down there. But in reality, it's only a matter in reality. But in reality, it's only been a matter of a handful of weeks or so, I'm sure. I hope, anyways. My tummy would have grown more if I'd been in here for a great deal of time, I would think. I hear Claudio snap at the guard angrily, but he can kick me to death for all I care at this point. I'm not marrying the drug lord he promised me to. I won't give him the satisfaction. And if mine and King's baby dies in this process, well, then better for us. I'd never stand for King's baby being subjected. Don't be weird. I'd never stand for King's baby being subjected to this kind of life. We'll go down together. Me and my little bump. I've accepted it. I miss my husband. Hearing the heavy footsteps advance through the door, I tighten my lips, clench my jaw, and refuse to roll back over to see who it is. The footsteps get louder and louder until they stop. My body suddenly jerks as a sharp blast of pain reverberates through my spine, layered on top of the pain already there. Making me so dizzy, I break out into a full sweat at just one contact. Ah! I scream, arching hard. Gritting my teeth, I attempt to yank against the bindings around my wrists. Based on the pain of the boot grinding against my back. It's him, Claudio. My fucking piece of shit sperm donor. He's the only one that has money and status worth anything to lose in this scenario. And he's beating me like it too. Kick. Kick. Claudio roars, continuing to kick me over and over, lying into my back so hard I feel my bladder give out. I eventually stop screaming, my voice giving out next. Hearing and feeling painful thump after thump, I sag, settling into the thin blanket of the pallet, and force my mind elsewhere, disassociating. Thump. 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 My body jerks repeatedly. The small divots and marks in the stone wall bounce back and forth along with the cycling between fading away, blurring, and just downright disappearing. Tears pour in a steady stream out of my eyes, and I'm busy praying for the sweet bliss of nothingness. She's done. She's toast. She wants to go. Tears pour in a steady stream out of my eyes, not out my eyes. Hi, Patrick. Tears pour in a steady stream out of my eyes, and I'm busy praying for the sweet bliss of nothingness when his next words chill me to the bone and force me back to the present with a sickening, ironic thump of finality. I can't believe I shared DNA with this monster. Tightening my lips, refusing to respond in any way. The wet blanket beneath me drives home the point that I am truly captured. He hasn't let me take a shower since I've been here. No accent. He hasn't let me take a shower since I've been here, and I've been reliving. All right, calm down in the chat over there. Calm down. He hasn't let me take a shower since I've been here, and I've been relieving myself in a bucket in the corner of the room that only gets changed every other day. I'm filthy. My hair is horrendously matted, and I know I stink, because every time that door opens for Claudio to beat me, or for my daily sandwich, the brief reprieve from the stench drives home how desolate the situation I'm in is. If, by some miracle, I am ever left out here, I will never eat another fucking sandwich again in my life. Claudio bends down into my eyesight, and I stare back at him defiantly. His dull red hair shines in the fluorescent lights of his dank basement, highlighting the lines in his face that betray his rough lifestyle. He sneers at me. I stare at the wall, still not saying anything because I'm sure by now both my mother and Melody have been tucked safely away. He threatens her and says, "I'll just take your sister, and your sister will marry him." No, I'm not doing the male parts, hence the clicker. This is duet, so any type of male line, my co-narrator gets. King wouldn't have abandoned them just because I'm no longer in the picture. No, he's not that kind of man. They're safe. My only hope right now is to die, and quickly, because I don't want to do this much longer. I squeeze my eyes shut, praying that when it finally happens, it's not slow. To my horror, I let out a weak groan as Claudio snatches me up by my hair and forcibly turns my head to face him. I stare into his eyes defiantly as his arm jerks hard against me. I bite my lip and jerk, feeling a white-hot pain burst into my abdomen. Then, as we stare into each other's eyes, Claudio stabs me right in my lower stomach. "No," I whisper, hearing it turn into screeching as he digs it deeper. My only thought is of my baby and King. Oh, my love. His eyes emit pure evil as he yanks... puzzle piece. Sorry, it's a puzzle piece. Oh, I love playing... So, I really love playing bad guys. And I love playing, like, the sick fuck guy. I make him sound really nasty, like he's just always sweaty, balding, big belly, digging in his belly button type stuff. My favorite. Okay. His eyes emit pure evil as he yanks the knife out. The pain rolls over and through me in hot, red-hot waves. You're in pain. Be in pain. Be tight. Yeah, strong as glass. You missed it because it's in his dialogue. So when she was born, she was promised to some street pharmacist so that her dad can go up in the ranks. We're assuming mom found out and went on the run to protect both of her daughters who have the same dad. Oh, but he found her and he's like, and now you're going to marry him so I can move up and be top street pharmacist. His eyes emit pure evil as he yanks the knife out. The pain rolls over and through me in hot. I wanted to say hot red. Think candy. The pain rolls over and through me in red-hot waves, unlike anything I've ever felt before. My eyes glaze over as his arm jerks once more, and a tear falls from my eyes as the knife sinks deep into another spot in my abdomen, as well as the metallic taste of blood comes up my mouth. This is it. It's not fast like I hoped. I will. I will meet you in hell, you fucker, I whisper to him, feeling blood bubble over in my mouth. Bubble over my mouth, not bubble over in. I whisper to him, feeling blood bubble over my mouth and down my chin. But until then, I'm going to haunt your ass from the grave. All right, I said it like that on purpose because it's supposed to be cut off. Just then, the door bursts open, startling both of us so bad that Claudio releases me to fall back on the floor. We can't do that like that. Let's bring it back down. Just then, the door bursts open, startling both of us so bad that Claudio releases me to fall back on the floor, straight onto my bound arms, causing me to roll slightly. Crying out, I look down, seeing the handle of the knife is stuck in me. A medium-sized, 6-foot-tall, brown-haired man comes in and pauses in the doorway. His eyes narrow at the sight of me laying on the floor the way I am, and I meet his stunned stare boldly. Claudio's face turns beet red at the sight of him. The man holds up his hand and Claudio snaps his mouth shut. Fuck. How do you pronounce his name, SK? It's a weird Italian name. It's not weird. Names are not weird. Some names are challenging. Yeah, we have to look it up. She did give it to me beforehand, so we're just going back through the emails. You did send me the pronunciation. We're looking it up. Hi, Nikki. All right. SCOGNAMIGLIO. What is the safe word? You're fine. I don't know how to pronounce it, so we're on the same page. All right.
pronouncenames.com.
Scognamiglio.
What?
Scognamiglio.
Scognamiglio. I def need to see that phonetically.
Scognamiglio.
Scognamiglio. Do they pronounce the G? Minio. Roll with it. Scognamiglio. Is it miglio? Because there's a G in it. Do we just not pronounce the G? I know. I'm asking everyone these questions.
Carlo Sconamiglio.
Sconamiglio. Sconamiglio. Sconamiglio. All right, guys. We're gonna fucking figure it out. Sconamiglio. The G is silent. Yo. All right. I can't be in my head about this. The G is silent. Word on the street. Thank you. Sconamiglio.
Scognamiglio.
Sconamiglio. 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 All right, Sconamiglio. We got it. Maybe. Sconamiglio. Look, all right? You can yell at the author. She's right there. Mr. Sconamiglio snaps. Sconamiglio. Yeah. Sconamiglio. Mr. Sconamiglio snaps. Mrs. King? My heart pounds as hope swells inside of me, and my eyes fill with tears at the prospect I could be rescued. We'll fix it in post. My heart pounds as hope swells inside of me, and my eyes fill with tears at the prospect I could be rescued. I gasp on the pallet. Oh shit, people know who you is. You about to be helped. I gasp on the pallet, trying to maneuver off my wrists when Mr. Sconamiglio. Don't be weird about it. You say this name every day. You don't. Sconamiglio. I gasp on the pallet, trying to maneuver off my wrists when Mr. Sconamiglio's eyes meet mine, and he tilts his head. He throws Claudio a filthy look. A short, blonde woman steps through the door and walks toward me, her steps hurrying as she sees the state I'm in. I squirm, unsure of what's happening. Am I still kidnapped, or are these people helping me? Mr. Sconamiglio puts his phone to his ear, but my vision is starting to waver as whoever Gypsy is yells out for two people to help her. Mr. Sconamiglio says. His tone is resigned, not offering me a hint of reassurance that I'm going to make it through this. Fine. I know, I heard it. Put some respect on it. Mr. Sconamiglio says. His tone is resigned, not offering me a hint of reassurance that I'm going to make it through this. I fight off the next wave of dizziness, wanting with everything inside me to stay conscious so I know what's going on. Claudio yells. His face turns bright red once more with how irate he is, but he's being ignored by the others in the room. Gypsy doesn't spare him a minute's glance. Good old Gypsy. Gypsy doesn't spare him a minute's glance. She lowers beside me with confidence. Past her, two large men come behind her with a stretcher. As they lay it down next to me, I'm distracted by Gypsy's hands, working the bindings around my wrists. There's a hard tugging, and you're free. Give us free. Don't be like that. Don't do that. There's a hard tugging, and there's no and, that's why. There's a hard tugging. Then I'm free for the first time in I don't know how long. My arms jerk painfully to my front, and black spots dart my vision as the room spins. It hurts. I scream. Bile rises in my throat at the feeling of my joints being pulled uncomfortably. It's almost worse than being stabbed. I look down at my body, feeling my face break out in a fresh coat of sweat as Gypsy works to put pressure on the first stab wound, making me suck air through my teeth. Because she's like... I know, I try to control my intrusive thoughts. All right, I look down on my body. I lost my spot because I scrolled. Okay. Feeling my face break out in a fresh coat of sweat as Gypsy works to put pressure on the first stab wound, making me suck in air through my teeth. Warm blood coats my pelvis and my thigh, making my ratted dress mat against me uncomfortably. No, I whimper. Oh God, please no, as I see her try and move my clothes around the knife. She knows that shit's gonna hurt. I cry as I see her try and move my clothes around the knife. Her warm blue eyes meet mine, turning soft. Don't worry, Miss King. I won't pull it out. It's best to leave it in until the doctor can handle it, she says kindly. I nod frantically. Yes, thank you, I say hoarsely, my voice cracking. I flinch as I hear a sound forcing my gaze from Gypsy's to see Claudio slapping the wall. Claudio yells at Mr. Fucking A. What's his name?
Scognamiglio.
Sconamilio. All right. Sconamilio. Thank you, Sconamilio. Claudio yells at Mr. Sconamilio, pointing a finger at him. Mr. Sconamilio's eyes turn downright evil, and I swallow thickly against the blood in my mouth as I'm forced into another wave of terror that I'm not being let go after all. I'd rather die than live alongside whatever I saw flash in his eyes. Oof. I'd rather die than live alongside whatever I just saw flash in his eyes, he says. Claudio is still yelling at whoever this Mr. Sconamilio is when I hear the door bang against the wall just as the two men are lifting me on a stretcher. My head lolls over just as a tall, olive-skinned man with a crooked nose and dark hair walks into the room. And as he turns to clasp my arms with Mr. Sconamilio... Don't be weird. Oh, fuck. I didn't even tell you guys. All right. And as he turns to clasp arms with Mr. Sconamilio, I see my husband come in the room behind him. King, I whisper. My heart pounds as he gets his first look at me. I really want to die now. I do not want him to see me like this. His eyes widen when they meet mine, and everything stops. Claudio stops yelling. Gypsy stops fussing over me, and the men stop strapping me to the stretcher. Don't be weird. All right, hi. And the men stop strapping me to the stretcher. I see it unfold in slow motion. His eyes lock with mine, widening first before his brow settles into a furrow. His gaze rakes slowly down my body until they reach the knife handle protruding out of my belly and then freezes. It's almost as if time itself crawls to a stop, and it's the most surreal sensation. His body, His body language changes from one of relief to one that I pray I never, and I mean never, see again. His pupils dilate, his lips pull back, and he turns, seeing Claudio, who's standing there with his mouth set in a tight line and his brow is lowered. Oh, fuck. All right, sorry. You didn't need that. You needed that. His pupils dilate, his lips pull back, and he turns, seeing Claudio, who's standing there with his mouth set in a tight line and his brow is lowered. Much like when he attacked Christopher, King moves silently. His body vaults across the small space, and I hear a sickening crack as he collides with Claudio before they both bounce off the wall with a loud yell. King twists them in mid-air so that Claudio falls on his back, and for the next however long, I am treated to the sight of my husband killing my father. It's so good that I wave a hand away when the men go to lift up the stretcher to walk me out of the room. No, I need to see, I say weakly. Just don't touch the knife. Oh, God, it hurts so bad, but I need to see this. But, ma'am, Gypsy implores, we need to take care of you. Lying a hand on my forehead, she gets her face right in front of me, but I crane my neck to see around her. Move, I snap. I want to see him fucking die. Gypsy jumps back at the fierceness of my scream. However, I'm unconcerned. I look beyond her, watching justice be served nice and perfect by my husband. It's a bit before King stops. Hi, Nay. It's a bit before King stops, but eventually he raises up to his feet. His chest heaves with exertion, and I can't even begin to care that his body and hands are covered with blood. Claudio twitches on the floor, and as King gets up, looking down at him, he spits on him. Black surrounds my vision, making everything hazy. Girl, you about to pass out. You in danger, girl. Black surrounds my vision, making everything hazy. I lull my head on the stretcher, moaning. He says, snapping his fingers at the other men who point and have Claudio removed from the room. He says, I'm keeping your ass alive for now. Haktua. Haktua. They hoist him by his ankles and drag him out the door. They hoist him by his ankles and drag him out the door. The sound of his head hitting every step barely does anything to make me feel better about my situation. King, I whimper, tears well in my eyes, making him momentarily blurry. Snapping out of it, His eyes lock on mine again. His voice is hoarse, and the desperation in his tone causes me to sob. Oh. Okay. I just wanted to see how much of this chapter we have left. The desperation in his tone causes me to sob. My fingers clench as I jerk my wrists against the ties holding me down to the stretcher to keep me from grabbing at my wounds. He runs over to me, reaching out for my face before drawing to a dead stop, because he realizes, you got blood on me. All right. He runs over to me, reaching out for my face before drawing to a dead stop about a foot away. His hands raise, and then he looks at them with a rather distraught expression. Pain, anger, and worry are etched in his face as he turns his eyes back to me. He shouts at the others in the room. Mr. what? Skonanano? Skonanano? I'm fucking with you. I'm scrolling back to where you put it in the chat. Sconamilio. Mr. Sconamilio says softly, where he stands to the side of the door against the wall, his face tight in a pinched expression. I can't blame him. It smells foul in here. I'm foul. I haven't touched clean water. Don't be weird with your water. It's my accent. There we go. Sconamilio. I have to redo it anyway. It got cut off. Mr. Sconamilio says softly from where he stands to the side of the door against the wall, his face tight in a pinched expression. I can't blame him. It smells foul in here. I'm foul. I haven't touched clean water since I've been taken. King's eyes roam the tiny room before seeing the bucket I've been forced to use as a toilet. Time crawls to a stop as the other men and Gypsy see it too. "Oh my God," Gypsy whispers, breaking the silence. "You poor, poor girl." I shake my head at her, feeling my teeth chatter with anger, pain, sickness even. I don't want pity at the moment. I don't need that. Not right now, anyway. I want my husband. Need to know he's okay. King loses it, leaping forward to snatch the gun out of Gustavo's hands and points it directly at Mr. Sconamilio's head. Ooh, he's like, "Did you know my wife was down here?" More or less. He says, deadly quiet. Mr. Sconamilio holds up a hand to halt his guard, who step into a room with a gun trained on King. My eyes go wide. "No, please," I plead. But what little strength I had was taken away at how loudly I screamed at Gypsy to move so I can watch Claudio be murdered. My vision begins to waver and my head lolls. "Baby," I whisper. Gypsy turns her face to look at me. "What?" "The baby. Help my baby." Gypsy's eyes flit down to my stomach before widening in understanding. "Go," she shouts, standing up hastily. "She's pregnant. Get her up to the ambulance now." The men raise me off the floor, and for a second my world spins and I turn my head, vomiting, passing up. She's like, "What the fuck? Too fast." Get her up and to the ambulance now. I think I said that incorrectly, and I did. I know. Don't cry. Don't cry. She's pregnant. Get her up into the ambulance now. The men raise me off the floor, and for a second my world spins and I turn my head, vomiting past the stretcher and onto the floor. The adrenaline is gone now. Let's leave a little bit more space in between that. The adrenaline is gone now, and the pain is washing over me in waves. I tremble, feeling my head begin to pound almost unbearably. My action apparently causes everyone to snap out of it because suddenly everyone is moving. King shouts as I speed by. Everyone is moving in a rush of blurred hair, faces, arms, gestures. Everyone is moving in a rush of blurred hair, faces, and gesturing arms. I feel myself tilt, going up the stairs in small, measured jerks. Hi, can we not whistle when we talk like we're owls? Like we're cartoon owls? Okay, I found my spot. I feel myself tilt, going up the stairs in small, measured jerks. Don't be weird. Don't be weird with your words. Don't be weird. I feel myself tilted, going up the stairs in small, measured jerks. The sounds of the men's footsteps pounding on the stairs war with the pounding in my head, and I know it won't be too long before I pass out. And let me tell you, I am ready, but I need to feel him first. As we proceed down the hallway of what looks to be a rundown house, the front door is open and I see an ambulance pulling into the drive. Beyond that is a wooded area. Beyond that is a wooded area, signifying we're in the country. There's a lurch as they haul me over a dead body that I recognize as the man who guarded the basement door and who brought me my daily sandwich. I hear King shout from the powder room off the hallway. "Oh, God, you and your hands," I gasp, rolling my eyes with difficulty. He's acting like I'm not covered in a month's worth of yuck and grime. He said he had to clean his hands. He wanted to touch her, but nope, I don't think I didn't do that one. As I'm brought out into the fresh air and sunlight, which I haven't seen in so long, it almost drove me insane. I feel myself succumb to the blissfulness of unconsciousness. The last thing I feel before going under is King's hand slipping into mine and his lips on my forehead. Relief washes over me in waves. Keeping my eyes on him, I fight to stay conscious until I can't anymore, and the blackness envelops me. No problem, Zoe. SK, they're complimenting you on Twitch. They said it was well written. Bravo to SK for a well written scene. All right. She said, "All." All right. We are double checking the next chapter. Oh, yep. It's about an hour and a half. I usually start to feel a little bit tired about this far in. But the next chapter is just femlines, so we're going to do that. And then I'm going to call it quits. Anyway, she wakes up in the hospital. And if you can't stay, everything is A-okay. Cool beans. It's mostly her and Hendrix, so let's take a sippy sip. She keeps, the baby stays. Mm-hmm. So, you're not going to get the whole chapter. You'll have to wait for the audiobook to come out. So, he talks with his friend in her hospital room, and then she awakens from her sleep. Hendrix? And then her mom's in here. You know what? Let's copy this. Let's do it like we're doing pickups. Honey, it's okay. Oh, she's tearful. Honey, it's okay. That was her mom. Then he kicks everyone out of the room so that he can talk to her. I was so scared, King. I didn't think I was going to make it. I was praying to die. Thank you for killing him. But he didn't. Dun, dun, dun. And you'll find out why if you can make it to the end of the book. What? What? What do you mean? I saw you... He says, I got that fucker waiting for you, baby. As soon as you get better, we're going to get you your revenge. I missed you so much. All I could think about was how crazy worried you must have been, and our baby. Hendrix, is our baby okay? Hendrix, are we going to be okay? Do you promise? I love you. I love you so much, King. So much. So much. All I could think about was you. I was so scared. And that's it. He just gave her some reassurances, and that's it. And that is the end of those fem lines. We're almost at the end. Oh. Wait, am I almost done with the book? Am I like... I think I am just about at the end of the book, right? Just fem lines left? I trust you. Fem lines, okay. She has one more chapter. where she gets her revenge. And then she has another chapter. Okay, 2 more full chapters. Okay. Yeah. You know what? I think I'm going to call it quits early today. And we'll just finish this bad boy tomorrow. Wait. Yeah. We'll finish this book tomorrow. Because he has the epilogues. Oh, yeah. There's a few lines, but yeah. All right, we're going to finish this book tomorrow. Great. Tomorrow is Thursday. Excellent. I'm going to take a nap. Because I love me a nap. All right, so tune in tomorrow so we can finish this bad boy up, and you will get to see what happens to her daddy. Yay! Proud of myself. Okay. This book took extra days than I anticipated, but we're doing great. So, finish him. So tomorrow we will finish up this book. I have 2 full chapters and then like a chapter or 2 with femlines, but I have a longer day tomorrow, so a longer recording day. So with that, thank you everyone for hanging out. I'm happy you enjoyed the session. I'm happy. No. We're going to rest our voice because I got some nasal stuff happening that's making my throat a little soreish. So we're going to have to work on that. It's a dryness snot face. It feels like there's not any mucus in there. It's too dry. But anyway, we digress. What? Yes, so I was doing femlines for the other chapters because I have a co-narrator. This is recorded in duet. And so my co-narrator has the male POV. But within his male POV, if there's a femme that speaks, I have that line. So that's technically duet. The editor will put everything together and make it sound all nice. But yes, that's what I just did. I just did the feminine lines for chapter 31, and the editor will input them as soon as my male counterpart does his chapters. I know, me and the allergies. But yeah, I got my tea, I'm gonna have more honey, I'm gonna hydrate up. So thank you guys for hanging out. We'll finish this tomorrow. And today was a good day. So until then, goodbye everyone.